One of the things I really, really enjoy is being able to focus. And some people have a really difficult time for focusing. And I would suggest to you that if you have a tough time focusing, this may be something for you today. Now, there are too many people who try to go through life kind of unfocused and kind of seeing how life would take them. But I would like to suggest to you today, it really is time to go forward. You have been maybe coasting in neutral, maybe thinking that life is going to just do something for you. But I suggest today it's time for you to go forward. So here are a few lessons I learned while taking a drive late one night. So I was driving, and it was an extremely day of planning and meetings and talking and even a coaching session. But one thing still remained. I had an appointment. This appointment for me was probably the most important appointment of the week. And so I made sure that I took care of everything that I needed to do. Again, here are a few lessons I learned while taking a late drive one evening. So after I completed my appointment, after I said my final goodbyes, it was time to jump in the car and head the next place. Well, time was not necessarily on my side, and I had to make sure to ensure that I got to this appointment correctly and on time. But also, there was another challenge that I had, that there was a great distance between the two appointments. So I normally would have stayed a little while, chit chatted, but I had to get on the road. And so in me getting on the road, I ensured that my role was to stay awake, alert, and get there on time. And I did. I surpassed my own goal. Now, I won't say how fast I got there, but let's just say we got there on time. The reality is, for some people today, you may think that you are actually driving fast when you're really maybe not driving as fast as you would like to drive. And people don't like driving slow. I know I don't sometimes, but the reality is you do get there. So, in order to get there, got everything done. I completed my task and I kept going. But as I prepared myself, I knew in order to for me to enjoy myself, I had to be present in the experience where I was. And so often, you know how you have something else to do and you may be thinking or daydreaming or scrolling or not paying attention. I would suggest to you that presence really is a gift that we give to ourselves and those we come in contact with. So as a result of going to that appointment, I had a good time. We made sure that everything was good. And then in addition to that, it was time to go. You know how it is. You got to break off things in a nice way, not to make the host feel bad, but also to make sure that you stay safe and on time. Well, I'll confess, it was late at night and I had to get to my next appointment. And this next appointment was so important. The next day, I had to be there early. So before we got on to our drive really good, I asked my wife to do one thing for me. And I hope that you hear what I'm saying today. I asked my wife to cover the clock in the car. Yes, the clock in the car is in a very prominent position. It probably tells you exactly what's going on. Well, why cover that clock and not cover your watch? Well, obviously it's on my hand. But in addition to being on my hand, I wanted to make sure that where my goal was, I didn't care what time it was, I was going to get there. And as I started driving, I started mapping out my plan, knowing that I had 45 minutes to get this distance, 45 minutes to get the other distance. And before I knew it, I had accomplished more than what I thought that I would accomplish just based on covering up the clock. And I want to suggest to you today, there's some people who may be covering up, watching the clock where you are on your job. You may be watching the clock for your spiritual life. You may be watching the clock in your relationship life and wondering, when in the world is it going to be my time? Well, I suggest to you a couple things. Number one, work like the clock doesn't matter. Have you ever seen people in the 2-minute drill and they know that the clock is on their side, but they stay present and focused enough to ensure that they have everything they need? The play is called, everybody knows what they need to do, but they keep focused. And I want to tell you today that it's time for you to get a strategic and myopic focus on the thing that you really want to get accomplished. There are so many plans that God has for you. There are infinite doors that will be open to you. But if you lose focus, you could actually lose out on what God really wants for you to do. So in addition to that, I want to ensure to let you know that not only was my goal to cover the clock in the car, but I want to be reminded that next time I have an experience like this, Next time I go through this, next time I may find myself in this situation, it won't be a foreign concept. It won't be something I didn't experience before, but it's something real, knowing that when I cover the clock, that great things happen because I work like there's no tomorrow, but I'm present like it's only today. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in this time, and we look forward to the next time when we'll be together. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.